welcome to Empowerment Tuesday. I am Holly Roush, coming to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We spend part of our time in Tulsa and part in Florida, and really excited to share this topic with you because it's one of my favorite topics: how to host and promote events. It's really the reason we've had the success we have in this industry. Is one of the favorite things that Corbin and I both like to do is gather people, bring them in, and host events, and then teach that same duplication all the way through. So that is what I'm here to share with you tonight. So I'd get out a pen and paper. I'm going to share this slide with you. You can screenshot some of the things that we're going to be talking about. And let's just take it from the start and talk about it. The power of hosting events. It's so much fun to bring people together. It's really what keeps people in. It's what keeps them committed. And it keeps that retention really mechanism that you're looking for. You know, everybody can find some sort of product out there on social media, but it's hard to find an amazing team of people that want to help you have success. And that's what we're here at 3. It's all about the platform, the purpose, and the people, and really that's centered around hosting and promoting events. You know, we found that those who love the 3 products sometimes focus solely on the products, which I love because they're seeing great benefits they want to share with their friends, but they're really not teaching people about the opportunities. So you're going to have a ton of customers, which is great. We're a customer-driven business. We definitely want that. But tonight, what I want to teach you about is that power of duplication, where not only are you getting people using the product, but you're getting people sharing the products. You know, if you have something that you really feel good, that's helping you physically, why wouldn't you want to scream it from the rooftops and share it with every single person that you come in contact with? You know, network marketing is all about qualifying prospects. It's how to reach that exponential growth where 2 becomes 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, all the way up to the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that you could be bringing into your team. So as you're starting to think about your list, think about prospecting people, there's some things that I want you to remember to have a proper mindset set. Don't get in a hurry, right? There's tons of people out there. You want to get to them. You want to have a sense of urgency too, but you don't want to call people just to call people. You want to be ready and productive when you're doing it. Don't be greedy, right? There's lots of people in your town, and maybe other people from your team are calling them as well. Work together to go out and create just an amazing community right there in your backyard. Don't panic. Sometimes we get a no and we panic and we're like, oh my gosh, we're done. No, for every no, the more people you tell, you're going to get a yes. And that's the reason that you're doing it. I love the book 3 Feet from Gold. And it really talks about you may get 9 no's before you finally get that yes. And people seem to quit right before you've reached that goal. So choose wisely. You know, you're looking for ambitious people, people who want more out of life, whether it's physically, financially. Be positive, enthusiastic as you're talking to people. Stay involved. And that's what I can't tell you enough. Stay involved in your upline. In 3, the things that we have going, the system that we have so many amazing things for you to plug into. Monday, we have the global call, and that's for everybody. What I love about the global call is, or Zoom, we're sharing the opportunity, the products, the community, the leadership, the culture, but we're also bringing in 3 testimonies from around the world. And so it really gives you that big global picture. So make sure you're using and leveraging those. On Tuesday night, we do this Empowerment Tuesday, where you're going to hear from different leaders and they're going to teach on different topics, and we can all learn from someone else, right? And so I love to gain knowledge. It's always important to, like it shows here, be coachable. So stay involved, be coachable, and take ownership. You know, sometimes we want to sit back and we want to wait on our upline or someone who sponsored us to teach us what to do, show us what to do, go out and lead. And not always are they going to. And I would tell you, take ownership of your business. You signed up. Don't sit and wait on someone else to do it. When you're contacting, invite people, you know about building your list. Build a list that keeps on growing. I'm a list girl that I put on paper. I also have lists in my phone, but I'm letting that grow as I go, because no matter where I am out and about, I'm always running into new people, meeting new people, or seeing old friends that I've lost touch with, and I'm adding them to my list. Never prejudge your list, because whether you think they have a lot of money or they don't have a lot of money, or they have time or they don't have time, you really don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You have no idea if they're really open or not until you ask. So it's important to put all of those on your list. And then we're going to get started on the list. My goal was always to contact 2 to 3 new people every single day off my list. I like to call them, share with them, hey, I found something, I'm excited about it. It's a way for us to make some income and get healthy. Are you open? Can we sit down? Can I come to your house? Can I invite you to this event? I've got a Zoom that I'm hosting. Can I get you to come on it? So you're always leading and pointing to something that's going on, but it's picking up the phone, sharing why 3, why you're excited, and see if they're open to the opportunity, whether it's getting healthier or earning some income. If you're once you have your event and you know that you're doing it, you're hosting maybe a Zoom, or maybe you're hosting a home meeting, or you have an event that you're going to, a lot of people want to leverage and use social media, which I love, but create like a curiosity post for your event. Don't just blast the event out there with all of the details, because you really leave them no room for guessing, for asking you questions, for picking up that phone and getting on a conversation with you. I love to have a graphic ready to go. And make sure you have those graphics, because they're great for you to share with your team so that they can share with their friends and family too. Canva is my favorite place to go to use invites for graphics that have all the details, such as the time, the place, who's speaking, so that you can be sending that out as you pick up the phone and you call them. Guys, use your phone, pick up the phone. So many times we want to hide behind a text and send a mass blast, or hide behind, I don't know, people don't really use email as much anymore, blast it out on social media. I will tell you, especially in today's world, where we spent so much time maybe on lockdown or in our house, people want interaction. They're hungry for community. They're hungry for being face to face. They're hungry for conversations. And so pick up the phone, because they really need to hear your energy, your voice, your excitement, your belief, and your commitment to what you're doing. And they get that from a phone conversation with you. So pick up the phone, invite them to what you're doing. Think about your friends, your family, people who are entrepreneurial. I love recruiting people that are your ambition level and above, right? You want not that person that is like, hey, I'm content with working all day and coming home, sitting out in front of the TV, and they've got their, every hour certain show that they watch, and they really don't want to bring anything else into their life. You're looking for those people who are hungry. They're like, there's more that I could do. I want more to life, and to do more, you got to be more. And that's exactly what you can do here. Think of neighbors and coworkers. Your goal is to show the plan and have a meeting over and over again. And when we talk about that, it can be a Zoom, it can be a 3-way call, it can be a one-on-one presentation, it could be a home meeting. Let's talk about what each of these look like. So 3-way call, one-on-one, you're going to sit down with them face-to-face somewhere, a home meeting where you're inviting people into your home, a Zoom presentation, which is so nice because you can pick up the phone, call them and invite them, hey, I've got the details, or my upline's doing a home meeting, or we've got the Monday global call, we've got the Tuesday empowerment call. And we also have on Wednesdays, Wellness Wednesdays. This is so great for people who want to learn more about the product. We have a host, a health wellness person on there, and a professional wellness health type person that is going to be talking. And then we have 3 testimonies usually that talk about what the products have done for them. They're absolutely phenomenal. So use these different events to leverage and get your team and guests in front of. A 3-way call, guys, this is so simple, especially for those of you brand new. Maybe you're brand new to 3. Maybe you're brand new to this industry and you haven't done it before. Leverage the person who sponsored you, leverage your upline, get them on the phone and let them share the things that you are uncertain of at this point. This just adds third-party credibility, which makes your job much easier, right? Your job is to pick up the phone, share with them why you're excited, why you found 3, why you're using 3, and why you want to share this with other people. What is it that makes you want to do 3? Maybe you're looking for extra income for, childcare. Maybe it's for private school for your kids. Maybe it's for personal coaching for your kids because they're in a certain sport and that the cost of sports going up. Maybe it's vacation money for you and your family to travel. Maybe it's college funds. Look, we put in 3 boys through out-of-state colleges. 3 out-of-state tuition is no joke. But because of this industry, we've been able to pay all that upfront, where our kids will come out of college with 0 debt. What does it look like for you? What's your why? What's your story? Why do you say yes to 3? This is how you pick up the phone. You start calling your friends, you call your family, and you introduce 3. And as you get them excited and they're ready to take that next step, it's always good to bring someone else in, an upline, someone who has a little more experience. Say, you know what, I'm just getting started, but I'd love for Francoise to share a little bit more. When's a good time for you? I'm just getting started. I'm excited about this. I want Greg and Lori to share, or Adrian or Lauren Richards, whoever it is in your upline. Start using and leveraging them. Your goal should be to dominate your upline's phone with these three-way calls, because you've picked up the phone and you've contacted so many people. Another great way to get in front of your friends is one-on-one. I love this way. This is great when you're building your backyard. You want to build local, like build right there within a couple hour radius of your house, and think global, because we're in 14 different countries. So we're going to expand all over the world. And wouldn't it be nice for you to be sleeping tonight, but know that your team's growing because they're at an event in Hong Kong or Thailand and all the other countries that we have. And so your one-on-ones can actually lead you to business around the world. So these are people who are somewhat close to you in your backyard. Hey, I'm excited about something that I just found. It's a way for me to get healthy, earn some extra income. It's an amazing opportunity. You're brand new. No one knows about it yet. I've got some products I'd love to share with you. Would you like to get together? Let's go have a coffee. Let's go to dinner. Let's go have lunch. Let's go have breakfast somewhere. Let me run by your house. Whatever it is, get in front of them. And right now, hopefully all of you have downloaded the 3 app. And on that 3 app has the presentation that we do that talks about the product, the opportunity, the leadership, the community, the comp plan. So share that. We've got great videos in there of how the company came to be, great videos on each of the products, PDFs on the products. This is something, as you're sitting with them, you can have your iPad, your computer, and go through a few pages of those and share why you're excited. And always, always bring product along with you so that you can leave it with them and share it with them. I love to share the collagen with people. I love to sample the Eternal with people, and the Vitality. Really, all of our products are so easy to share. Hey, I want you to taste this. Take an Eternal, give them one and you have one, and you guys take it there together so that they can see the phenomenal taste and all the vitamins and nutrients they can get from that powerful little pack. So as you're sitting down with them, it's not taking a ton of time, but you're introducing them to the opportunity. And as you're doing each of these, a 3-way call, a one-on-one, always have an idea and know when the next Zoom event opportunity is. I told you that we have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and most of your uplines are having presentations as well. So make sure you're making these calls or sitting down one-on-one, when the next opportunity presentation, the op share meeting is, so that you can point to that. So as you're ending your 3-way call or you're ending your one-on-one, you're saying, hey, by the way, tonight at 6:00, we're doing a Zoom. I've got the link. Would you be available? Could you jump on there? I'd love for you to watch it, take some notes, and I'll follow up with you at the end and see what your thoughts are. Hey, are you available on Wednesday night at 7:00? I'm hosting some people in my home. I'd love for you to come check it out. See why I'm excited and hear from some other people what 3 has done for them. So always be ready at each of these steps to be pointing to what's the next step they can take so that they can get more awareness of what's happening at 3. Your Zoom presentations, we're doing these a lot. Like I said, we have things that you can leverage Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Most of your uplines are also doing op shares every night of the week, multiple hours throughout the day. And it's up to you to find out when those are. But also, as you're learning on your own from these presentations and you've watched them over and over, and you've got a brand ambassador that you've sponsored and they're wanting to have one, start learning how to do these on your own and start hosting these Zooms as well. Because the more Zoom presentations or home meetings that you have going on in your team, and you're not doing them all, the bigger your business will grow. So start teaching your teams how to host their own Zoom presentations, as well as leveraging the ones that are already happening. Because inevitably, maybe 7 p.m. Central Time does not work for your friend on Tuesday night, and you're always sharing Tuesday night this time. That Tuesday night's never going to happen. But maybe if you would ask them what's a good time for you, and they said, gosh, I can do Wednesday morning at 10, and you were available and you knew how to do it because you've been watching these over and over again, you can do one specifically for that team member to get them started. And so it's great to learn it. And here's the thing, you can't do a poor presentation. You just got to get started. And here's what I know is the more that you do them, the easier it gets. I like to keep these to about 30 minutes. What I notice on Zoom, people don't sit as long. They get distracted easily. So go through that presentation. You don't have to share everything, answer every question, because you're going to do that when you get off. Invite them to the Zoom. Tell them, to make sure when they watch it, take any notes, any questions that they might have. You're going to plan a follow-up time for when they get off, and you'll answer any questions that they wrote down. So I love keeping that to 30 minutes. Zoom is such an easy platform. If any of you guys are out there and you're like, I'm so nervous, I'm not great at technology, I'm not either. And I'm able to do it. So if I can do it, all of you can. Zoom platform is the absolute best. So easy. You share your screen and you can pull up that PowerPoint in the background and just go through it. The most important thing is you get started. And let me tell you, every event that you end, remember we talked about it on the three-way call and the one-on-one, and we're going to talk here about it on the Zoom meeting. Every time you end an event, you always point to the next one. Why is that so important? Because you could be hosting a Zoom presentation tonight at 7 o'clock and have 10 guests on there. And when those guests get off, they want to know, oh gosh, I started telling my friends about it. They're excited. They want to know more. And now each of those 10 have to call and figure out when is the next one. Imagine if they jumped off and you already had a graphic ready that they could download and share with people. They already had a date and time that they could download and share with people. So now when they get off and they're calling their friends and their family, man, I just sat on this 3-op share, was unbelievable. I'm so excited to get started. I've never seen anything like it. The next one's on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Can you join me? You've locked them. They're ready to go. And they're going to have such better, massive success because you're setting them up to succeed by having the next one to point to. So make sure you, yourself, your team are very aware of all the different events that are happening. And then I love home presentations. So I'd love to know how many of y'all are doing these right now. And I would suggest doing them. They're very simple. I think sometimes people think, oh gosh, I have to have my house perfection. I have to have all this food and wine and just do all this stuff. You don't. You do you. You know, what works for you and your friends. And that's how you want to do these home presentations. Because if you're doing them over and over again, having a big production is a little bit harder, but maybe that's how you and your friends roll. And that's what makes them want to come over because you're having some fun. And this is really all about having fun. But I love having home presentations because I can invite 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever it is into my home and get to present at once to all of them. And also as I'm building my backyard, talking to my friends, neighbors, families, anyone that lives around me, kids, you know, parents, friends from school, I can invite them to my house, but I can also tell them, hey, here's the graphic. You can invite your friends too. Let's pack it out, bring as many people as you can and leverage your house because really you guys, people will stay and agree with you for the community. That really is what's going to create longevity and commitment. They feel the energy, they hear the stories because as you're going through the presentation and you're sharing each of the products pages, have people raise their hands and talk about what Eternal's done for them. You know, collagen, you can show before and after pictures. You can talk about the Revive and some of the stories around that and the immune product and what it's done for people. And there's nothing like the power of stories. Facts tell, and you can fact someone to death with all the ingredients, but stories sell. And it's the stories that people share that are going to get people's minds turning of, oh my gosh, my mom, my neighbor, my friend, they could really use that product, or man, I need that product, or my mom or best friend or grandmother, whoever it is, needs that product. And all of a sudden they're building their list as they're hearing these stories. So there's power in bringing people together. People start believing, they believe in what they have their hands on. They start dreaming again, and dreaming is so important. They're having fun. You know, we can go to jobs all day that bog us down and stress us out, but we can come here to a 3-op share event that's happening in someone's home and people are laughing, they're excited, they're positive, there's all this energy. And honestly, you cannot wait to come back. So in your home meetings, these are so great to host yourself. If your uplines come into town, you know, obviously they are going to be there, can do the presenting. Again, don't wait on someone to do these for you. When I first got started in the business, my upline was in Florida. I didn't even know what an upline was, but I knew I wanted to get my business growing fast. I wanted to share the products with everyone because everyone I knew and loved need the products. And so I started having people in my home, and I wasn't good at it. But the more I did it, the better I got. I taught people to do the same. And that's what you want to do. So do these as often as possible. I'm seeing these happen, you know, multiple nights a week in the same cities, I mean, can you imagine if you live, let's say in Dallas, and all of a sudden your team, there are 10 home meetings happening every single week in Dallas. and you're not doing them all, that's because you're duplicating, you're teaching your team how to do it, not wait on you. And to get started, try to keep these to 45 minutes to an hour at the most. You want to honor people's time. The shorter you can make them, it's kind of the meeting after the meeting that's the most exciting, where people can sit around the kitchen table and visit and share their stories and their successes. And remember, at the end of the event, what do I say? Always announce the next one. I like to have a graphic ready to go, so everyone leaving the house knows exactly and has the details for the next one. So when they're calling their friends, they're sharing with them what they're doing, that they've ordered their products on the way, they want them to try. Hey, I've got another one I'm going to next Wednesday. Can you come? So make sure you do that. Open meetings, what's that? That's the big events that we do. You're going to be seeing us talking soon about some different like runs we're going to do through North America that are running to the Anaheim convention or running to the next convention. And so we're going to hit multiple cities, multiple nights a week, with several people from the upline, several leaders coming in to promote and help you grow your areas. This will always be in a public location, at a hotel, an event center, a restaurant, whatever it is that we find. Some people want to go straight from signing up to a public place where they spend thousands of dollars on a meeting room. No, go through these steps first. Do your one-on-ones, do your three-way calls, host your home meetings. I love to have home meetings till my house is so full that I literally cannot fit another person in my house. Then I have to go to an event place, and or there's multiple teams working in your city. And so the common upline's coming in to bring everyone together, which Kim Wee's going to be doing some events across North America. We're going to be traveling with her. And that's where we'll be doing the open venue, where we bring everybody in for an OPP. Yeah, you know me. And it's going to be so fun. And we'll have the details that you're going to be able to share and get cities and location. And all of these that we're talking about, all of these, the fortune is in the follow-up. So many people miss out on great people because they don't follow up. Maybe they place the products, but they're afraid to call their friend and see if they liked them. They did a one-on-one with them and they thought, well, I'm just going to wait. My friend will call me and tell me if she's interested, or a three-way call with the upline. I'll just wait for them to call me. People are busy. It's not that they're not meaning to call you. They just get busy and they don't think about it. So it's so important for you to pick up the phone and follow up. If you know you have team members that are on the, or guests that are on the Zooms, pick up the phone, call right after the Zoom is over. Make sure you have a time scheduled with them to go over the questions, ideas, thoughts that they had from the Zoom. If they're at a home event that you're hosting, or maybe you sent them to one from your upline in another city, make sure you're following up when they get home. What did you like best? Your goal is to get them from attending these events, from learning more, and getting them signed up and started on their product. Some may, I need to research more. Hey, let's get you in. Let's get you started on the product so you can benefit from it. And then we'll start learning to build your list and grow from there and see where it is that you want to take your business. So some of the guests, they'll say yes right away. I'm all in. Sign me up for that founders pack. I want to get started. I want to use the product. I want to share the product with my friends and family. I want more. They're all in. Others are going to just kind of dip their toe in the water and say, you know what, I want to try a few products for me, see how I feel, and then I might share. What I say to people like that is, remember, it's not just about how you feel on the product. It is how others feel too, because not everyone has the same story. Not everyone's bodies are built the same. I might not have never built in this industry had I waited on me to have an aha moment. At the time, I had no aches and pains. I felt great. I was taking the product just because I wanted proactive wellness. That's why I take 3, proactive wellness. I want to feel great now and feel great later. I'm like, if I take care of myself now, maybe I won't have these things happen later. That's what 3 is all about taking care of now. Too many people wait until their body breaks down and then they're in panic mode. Like, I got to get help. I got to get to the doctor. I got to do this. Let's start doing proactive now. So as people are saying, oh, I want to try it for myself. And I think, I get it. Yes, you want to try it. But remember, it's not just about what it's done for you. It's about what it's done for others too, because everybody's body is different. You may not have an aha moment on day 1, 2, but you may give the eternal to one of your best friends who notices something immediately. So you owe it not only to you to get some stories, but let's get some stories from other people. So get that product out there in people's hands. When you're following up, keep it as informal as possible. We'll always try to keep things fun. That's really what this is all about. Ask them for the yes. So many times we are afraid to follow up because we're afraid we're going to give them no. Assume that they're going to say yes. Work on getting them started. Launch them properly into the business and be patient. Not everyone's going to say yes right away. I don't cross them off my list. I keep in contact with them. I follow them up. Maybe it's a week later, maybe it's 3 months later, depending on the conversation that we have. Maybe it's at a launch of a new pack that we might have, product we might have, whatever it is. But always look for opportunity to follow up and or invite them to something that's next. Maybe it's an event that's coming up. Hey, I know you, we're still taking a look at it. We're doing another Zoom on Thursday night. I'd love for you to jump on. I know you're still researching the products. Don't forget, we have Wellness Wednesdays. We have a health pro that's going to be talking. 3 different people that are going to share amazing stories. That might be a great place for you to go and check things out. This business is all about being consistent and persistent. And if you will do that, you will have success. Most people just give up way too soon. So check out these stats on follow-up, which is important. 48% of people who sell, share, whatever it is that we do, never follow up with a prospect again. They introduce them, they expose them, but then never call them again. 25% of those we share with, we make a second contact and we just stop, how many of y'all raise your hand that happens to you? And only 10% of those we share with actually make 3 or more contacts. But here's what's important. Only 2% of those people you share it with gets started on the first contact. 3% that you share with on the second. 5% get started on the third, but 10% get started after the 4th exposure. 80% of those you share with are made after the 5th to 12th contact. Do they get involved with you? It's pretty phenomenal. This just shows you the fortune is in the follow-up, how important it is that you pick up the phone, you get in front of them, you ask the questions, you share and leverage the different events that are happening over and over and over again until you get that yes. All right, so let's talk about a home party. We talked about a Zoom, how simple that is. Try to keep it to about 30 minutes. You're going to get on there, share your story, and then go through the presentation. Tell them to get with the person who invited them at the end. Always announce the next one. At a home party, it's very similar and the same. Keep it casual, don't make it super fancy, formal. You do you and what your area does, whether it's food, drinks, however you guys want to do it. I love to have music playing in the background. There's nothing worse than walking in and you literally can hear a pin drop and it's that awkward silence. So I know that's just a weird thing of mine, but I love to have music playing in the background. If you're ever around me, you've noticed that. Like I always have noise or some sort of music going as people are in my house visiting and socializing. Make sure you start on time. If you're meeting 7 o'clock, start at like 7:05. You want to honor those people's time that walked in that room. So many people are like, oh, my friend's going to be here in 10 minutes. And oh, she said she'll be here in 30. She's the best one. Like, I got to wait for her. No. If you keep pushing back the time you're going to get started, people are going to start coming later because they know that you're going to do that. Let them know you value their time. You said 7, you're going to start by 7:05. I like to keep the meetings at homes, like I said, 45 minutes or so, because I think the power in that event is after the event when people are out talking around the kitchen island in the living room, asking questions, holding the product, feeling the product, tasting the product. You're going to meet in your living room, make sure someone's greeting the guests as they come in. If you're the upline or if you're the one hosting, kind of work the room, make people feel comfortable, get around and talk to them. It's so important to do that. Remove any distractions. If kids are jumping in loud, try to get them in different rooms so that's quiet. Pets, try to put them in another room if possible, where you don't hear them. I literally have done presentations before where dogs have been jumping on me, and I'm not a big dog person, by the way. It is the most uncomfortable thing to do, and you don't want to be rude when you're standing there doing the event. But that person's dog is like all over you. So like be mindful of that. Not everyone loves pets, and get your pets put away. Display the products. It's really important. Like we're professionals, right? This is a business profession, networking that we're all doing. And so I love to have the products on display because people love to feel the product, see the product. Our packaging is phenomenal. Our branding is something to be so proud of. And then make sure you have samples. I love to have samples of the collagen and the eternal for people to try. So make sure every guest gets a sample. I love for them to have some of the paperwork that you can download in your back office through the app that has the product usage guide. So it talks about the products, how to use them. You can have the enrollment sheet. Make sure you have that for each person. People just like to feel things. And the thing about having this information is they also take it home. And maybe they didn't say yes to you right there, or maybe they did, but they took these sheets home. They took some product home and it's on their counter. And all of a sudden their mom comes in, or sister or neighbor the next day, and they're like, oh, what is that? I've never seen that before. Oh, I just went to this 3 event last night. It was so exciting. I think I'm going to do it. The products are phenomenal. Well, I want to learn. I want to hear more. All because they laid out some different products and information on their counter, not knowing or even thinking that someone would walk in the door and see it. That's how important branding is. And treat this as a profession, and make sure you have this stuff at your fingertips. If you are going to someone else's home and you're taking guests, bring those things for your guests, so the person hosting doesn't have to always be the one that's giving all of the stuff to people. Always have like water and stuff. I don't know. There's nothing worse than you're in a room and you start coughing and choking, or you have dry mouth or whatever. So make sure that speaker has a water, people in the room have a water, and others of you may be doing whatever you do at your events where you have, food or whatever it is. But just know you don't have to. You can keep it super simple so that you can do these over and over again. Again, just like the Zoom, you have the presentation, you can hook it up to your TV. It's so easy now to hook these presentations through Apple TV up to your TV and just go through it on your phone, each of the pages. So make sure you're doing that. The host will open, that's the person whose home it is. They'll open the event and they'll share a little bit why their story, their background, why they're excited about 3 here in like 2 to 3 minutes. And then they're going to bring up the speaker, and maybe you are the speaker and you're just going to go through that. When you bring up the speaker though, and maybe it's your upline that's in town or someone that's out of town, really edify them. Let the room understand how special it is that person is in your living room sharing that presentation. There's a lot of other places they could be, but they chose to be there. The host will always close the meeting. And again, at the end of the meeting, always point to the next one so that they leave the house and they know exactly what to share, when to share, and when the next thing is going on. Have the enrollment forms in all the guests' hands where they can either fill them out. You can have laptops waiting in the living room, in the kitchen, which I love, and people get the laptop and get themselves enrolled, or you can just hand them your phone and they can get enrolled right there. Make sure you save time at the end where the host, the person speaking, can kind of work the room. You can work the room, talk to your guests, ask them what questions they still might have, get help if you need it from someone in the room. But your goal is to get them online, on your phone, computer, form filled out, get them enrolled so they can get started on their products right away. And when people in the room see that, when they see that energy and they see people getting signed up, they have that FOMO, fear of missing out. And they're like, oh man, I got to hurry and get signed up before so-and-so does. I love hosting. You have 10, I've invited 10 guests to sitting in the room. I'm like, hey, I have no idea how to put who in first. So whoever hands me the application first, you're going to go 1 through 10. That's how we're going to get it done. And those are the funnest things to do, because you will have people running to the front of the room or just going onto your link during the meeting so that they can get signed up. And lastly, the power of 3. This is really how I teach duplication. It's why we've had hundreds of thousands of people in our team. And it's all about teaching your brand ambassadors to take ownership, get started on their own, and not wait on you to do it. Launch your new brand ambassadors properly by making sure you host an event for them. And most importantly, my goal as I bring in someone new is I like to host 3 events. So if it's someone in Tulsa, they're in my backyard, like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do events at your house where you get to invite all your friends and family and they can do the same. So we set up the first event, whenever that is, let's say Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Before we even start that presentation, we've already decided when the next event is. So as I'm speaking, they're brand new. So they're the host. They introduce me. I do the whole presentation. At the end, she goes up, she announces when the next one is. I come back to do the next one the following week. I might even have her not only get started, do a few of the products, and then I might do the comp plan just to get her comfortable in front of the room. And then I'll finish it out. We know exactly when the next event is. We'll announce it. The third one, I'm there. I have the host kind of doing the whole meeting so that they get comfortable with it. I'm there to help and answer any questions. She announced the 4th meeting and she's off and running on their own. If you will start doing this, you'll start teaching duplication, and they'll do that with every person that they bring in. And all of a sudden, this is how you have 10 to 12 meetings happening in your area without you doing all of them, because you've taught your brand ambassadors they're more than capable to start hosting these events on their own. This can be done the same way on Zoom events, right? So same thing. I'm launching, a couple of friends of mine, let's say Ricky and Francois, I'm launching them. I'm getting started. They're in Jacksonville. I'm in Tulsa. I'm going to host them. We're going to launch their business with a Zoom. They're going to invite all of their friends and family. They're the host. They're going to introduce me. I'm going to go through the whole PowerPoint. At the end, we've already determined when the next one is. We're going to announce that, show the graphic. That next event that we do, I'm like, hey, they're going to get it started, share their story, maybe do the products. I'm going to do the comp plan. We're going to announce the next one for the next week. And then the next week, I'm like, you guys got it. I'm on there. I'm helping in any way that they need. They're announcing the next one. And by the fourth one, they're off and running on their own. Guys, if you will do this over and over again, you will create mini franchises all over the world. And you won't have to do them all because you raised up leaders to be able to take on this opportunity and duplicate it with op shares over and over and over again. So the power of three, help them do 3 in a row, whether it's home or whether it's a Zoom event. By the fourth, they're off and running on their own, and then look for more people to do that with. Always look for in a home event, especially, the person that's at the edge of the seat. They're so excited. Maybe they brought 3 or 4 guests. I'm like, hey, if you brought 3 or 4 guests to my house, you can get 10 in your own home. That shows the influence you have. I want to come to your house and do your house next. Same with a Zoom. You do a Zoom and Amy calls you and she's like, I had 10 guests on there tonight. Well, Amy, we need to do a launch party just for you. Let's get all of your team on. I want to edify you. We're going to go through the presentation and we're going to do those 3 events to get her off and running. So by the 4th, she's doing it on your own. So hope all of this helped you guys tonight. I know it's a lot of information, but so important to learn the power of events, promoting events, hosting events, leveraging what's out there. Know it's happening with your upline, know it's happening within 3, and use all these different tools and resources so that you can go out and grow a massive business. This is all about setting you and your family free. I've been in this industry 17 years now, and I can tell you, we live our life by design. How great would it be to wake up when you want, go to bed when you want, and work from anywhere that you want, with whom you want, how much you want? That's all possible through here. If not 3, what? Look forward to seeing each of you on the road. Also in Anaheim in September. It's going to be a fantastic event. Get your tickets now. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to each of you all soon. Bye.